So we'll see the next type of problems, that is man leaving and joining problems. Okay, so in this, so as discussed earlier, I have told you all, in this there will be, if 2 or 3 people or more are doing some work, when they start together, so after some days one person will leave the work, so the remaining work is done by the remaining people in how many days. Okay, so these kind of problems will be there in this part. So let us see the first problem. A man can complete a piece of work in 20 days. Sorry, A can complete a piece of work in 20 days and B can complete the same work in 25 days. If they start the work together, but after 5 days B left the work, in how many days the total work would be finished? Okay, so A can complete one work in 20 days, B can complete in 25 days. This is the efficiency. Okay, if they start the work together, so A and B, they are both are starting the work together, but after 5 days B left the work. Okay, after 5 till 5 days both are working together, but after 5 days B will leave the work. So in how many days the total work would be finished? So totally the total work is finished in how many days? Okay, so first we'll see the time. Okay, A can complete a piece of work in 20 days and B can complete it in 25 days. So the total work is what? LCM of 20 and 25. So 25 ones are 25, 20 is not divisible, 25 twos are 50 is not divisible by 20, 25 threes are 75 is not divisible by 20, 25 fours are 100 is divisible by 20. So 100 is the LCM. So 100 units is the total work. Now efficiency. Okay, efficiency of A. If A can complete 100 units of work in 20 days, in one day how much it will complete? So 100 by 20, which is equal to 5 units per day. So A will complete 5 units per day. Then B can complete 100 units in 25 days. So in one day how much B will complete? So it is 100 divided by 25, which is equal to 4 units per day. So B will complete 4 units per day. So first A and B together they will start the work. For how many days? For 5 days, because after 5 days B is leaving. So that means till 5 days how much work is completed? So if A completes 5 units of work in one day and B completes 4 units work in one day, then together A plus B will complete how much? 9. 5 plus 4 is 9 units of work in one day. Okay, but the total work is how much? 100 units. But A and B together in one day they will complete 9 units. So they are working together for how many days? 5 days. So 9 into 5, which is equal to 45 units. So that means A and B together they are completing 45 units till 5 days. Okay, so sorry, this is 45 units. So A and B together will complete 45 units of the work. Then if 100 is the total work, 45 units is completed by A and B till 5 days. So the remaining work is how much? Remaining work, (100 minus 45), which is equal to 55 units. So the remaining work is 55 units. So this 55 units is completed by A, because after 5 days B left, and so the remaining work has to be completed by A, isn't it? So how many days A will take to complete this remaining 55 units? So we know that A will take complete 5 units in one day. So 55 units in how many days A will take? So A is equal to 55 units divided by 5, because A's efficiency, total work how much has to be completed now? 55 units, isn't it? So total work by efficiency. So total work is now 55 units and efficiency of A is 5. So 5 ones are 5 11s are. So A will take 11 days to complete the remaining work. But we don't want this. They are asking us total work would be finished in how many days. So initially A and B together have worked for 5 days, isn't it? And after that 11 days A will take to complete the work. Therefore total work was completed in 11 plus 5, which is equal to 16 days. Okay, the total work completed in 16 days. Okay, so next problem. A and B can do a piece of work in 45 days and 40 days respectively. Okay, they began to do the work together, but A leaves after some days. After some day A is leaving. A can do a piece of work in 45 days and B can do it in 40 days. Together they started working, but A will leave the work after some days. We don't know how many days. And then B completed the remaining work, okay, in 23 days. So B completed the remaining work in 23 days. So then after how many days A left the work? Okay, so A left the work after how many days? Okay, so first as usual we'll find out time. So A will complete a work in 45 days and B will complete in 40 days. So the total work is how much? LCM of 45 and 40. It is 360. Okay, 360 units is the total work. Now let us see the efficiency. Okay, so if 360 units A will complete in 45 days, though in one day how many units A will complete? 360 divided by 45, which is equal to 45 ones are 45, 8 it is. So it is 8 units per day. And B will complete 360 units in 40 days. So in one day how much units B will complete? 360 by 40, ones are 9s are, which is equal to 9 units per day. So B will complete 9 units per day. Now at the beginning A and B together they started to work, isn't it? So together A and B will complete how much work in one day? A plus B together they will complete 9 plus 8, 17 units per day. In one day they will complete 17 units. But till how many days they are working like this, we don't know. That itself we have to find out. Then we know about B, isn't it? B completed the remaining work in 23 days, isn't it? So we know that B's one day's efficiency is 9 units. So like that B is completing the remaining remaining work in 23 days. So 23 into 9, okay, 9 units per day. So like that way 23 days he is working. So B completed 23 into 9, that is 207 units. So this was the remaining work done by B, isn't it? It was done by B in last 23 days. So if this was the remaining work, then what was the work done by A and B? That is 360 minus 207, which is equal to 153 units of work was done by A and B. Okay, so now we know that A and B do 15 units of work in one day. So to complete 153 units, how many days they have taken? So A plus B is equal to total work is now 153 and efficiency of A and B. So 153 work in, so like with 17 units one day. So how many days they took to complete 153? 17 ones are 17 nines are, which is equal to 9 days. So A and B completed 153 units of work in 9 days. So after that what happened? B completed the remaining 207 units. So that means A worked for 9 days. A worked for 9 days and then left the work. Okay, A left the work, okay, after 9 days. A left after 9 days. He worked with B till 9 days and then he left. So A left the work after 9 days. Okay. So the next problem. A and B can do a piece of work in 30 days while B and C can do the same work in 24 days and C and A in 20 days. They all work together for 10 days. A and B are doing a piece of work in 30 days, B and C in 24 days and C and A in 20 days. So all work together for 10 days and B and C will leave. After that what will happen? B and C will leave. So how many days more will A take to finish the work? Okay. So first, time of A and B. A and B together will complete the work in 30 days. B and C together in 24 days and C and A together in 20 days. So the total work is how much? LCM of all these three. LCM of all these three is 120. So the total work is 120 units. Okay. This is the LCM. Remember this. Okay. Next, efficiency. So efficiency of A and B. That is, if 120 units, if A and B can do it in 30 days. So in one day, how much they'll do? In one day, they'll do 120 by 30, which is equal to 4 units, okay, per day. Then B and C will do 120 units in 24 days. So in one day they will do 120 by 24, 1s are 5s are, so 5 units. Next, C and A together will do 120 units in 20 days. So in one day they will do 1s are 6 are 6 units. Okay, so in one day they'll do 6 units. Now all together worked for 10 days, isn't it? All together worked for 10 days. That means the efficiency of all three together. So how to do? A plus B plus B plus C plus C plus A is nothing but 2A, 2B and 2C, where 2 is common, I'll take out, and A plus B plus C is equal to, add all these three, 4 plus 5 is 9 plus 6 is 15. Okay, therefore A plus B plus C is equal to 15 by 2, which is equal to 7.5 units per day. So A plus B plus C together can complete 7.5 units per day. So like that they are working for how many days? They are working for 10 days, isn't it? So therefore A plus B plus C together completed, okay, together completed how much work? 7.5 into 10, which is equal to 75 units. So A plus B plus C together completed 75 units of the work. So the remaining work is how much? Remaining work is, if 120 is the total work, remaining work is 120 minus 75, which is equal to 45. So 45 units is the remaining work, and this work has to be completed by A, isn't it? So what is A's efficiency? So from this we can get A's efficiency. A plus B plus C together it is 7.5 and B plus C alone it is 5. So A plus B plus C efficiency is 7.5 and B plus C is, we know it is 5, which is equal to 7.5. Therefore A is 7.5 minus 5 means it is 2.5 units per day. So A can complete 2.5 units per day. So 45 units A will complete in how many days? So A will complete, total work is 45 units and efficiency is 2.5. So 45 divided by 2.5, which is equal to 45 into 10 divided by 25, because 2.5 means 25 divided by 10, 10 will go on top. So it is 5 2s are 5, 5s are 5, 1s are 5, 9s are, so 9 2s are 18 days. So A will complete the remaining 45 units in 18 days. Okay. Next problem. A can do a work in 16 days, B in 36 days and C in 45 days. A, B and C start working together. After working 4 days, A left. Then after 5 days, B also left. Then in how many days C completes the remaining work? Okay. Okay. A can do a work in 16 days, B in 36 days and C in 48 days. Okay. So the time is A do a work in 16 days, B in 36 days and C in 48 days. So what is the total work? It is the LCM of all these three. Okay. So what is the LCM of 16, 36 and 48? It is 144. So 144 units is the total work. So what is the efficiency? A's efficiency is, if A can do 144 units in 16 days, so in one day how many units A can do? It is 144 divided by 16, which is equal to 1s are 9s are. So it is 9 units per day. Then B will do 144 divided by 36, 1s are 4s are 4 units per day, and C will do 144 divided by 48, 1s are 3s are 3 units per day. Okay. Now A, B and C start working together. After working 4 days, A left. That means till 4 days A, B and C all worked, isn't it? So A, B and C's total efficiency is how much? 9 plus 7 is 16 units per day. So A plus B plus C together, they can do 16 units per day. So like that they worked for how many days? 4 days. So 16 4s are 64 units. So 64 units A plus B plus C together they completed. Then after 4 days what happened? A left. Then for after 5 days B also left. That means till 5 days, okay, till 5 days B and C worked, isn't it? B and C worked till 5 days. So what is the remaining work after 64 units is completed by A, B and C? The remaining work is 144 minus 64, which is equal to 0. 14 minus 6 is 8. So 80 units is the remaining work which B and C have to do. So B and C, the efficiency of B and C is 7 units. So B and C 7 units per day they can do. So 5 days, till 5 days how much work they have done? 7 5s are 35 units. That means till 5 days 35 units they completed, because after 5 days B left, isn't it? So what is the remaining work now? So from 80 minus 35, the remaining work is 45 units. So this 45 units C will complete. Okay. So C will complete this 45 units in how many days? C will complete 3 units in 1 day. So 45 units in how many days he will complete? C total work divided by efficiency. Total work is 45 divided by 3. 3 1s are 3, 15s are. So C will take 15 days to complete the remaining work. Okay. So option C is the answer. Next problem. A, B and C can do a work in 10 days, 12 days and 15 days respectively. They start the work together, but A left after working 3 days and C left 4 days before the completion of the work. In how much time the whole work completed? Whole work they are asking. So first, time. A can complete a work in 10 days, B in 12 days and C in 15 days. Okay. So the total work is how much? Take the LCM of all these three. So it is 10, 12 and 15 LCM is 60. So 60 units is the total work. So let us see the efficiency. Efficiency of A. A will do 60 units in 10 days. So in one day how much A will do? 6 units. Okay. So B will do 60 units in 12 days. So in one day B will do 5 units. Then C will do 60 units in 15 days. So in one day C will do 60 by 15, that is 4 units. Now they start the work together, but A left after working 3 days, isn't it? All three will start the work together. But A left after working 3 days. That means till 3 days all of them worked. So till 3 days how much work was completed? So A plus B plus C's efficiency is 6 plus 4 is 10 plus 5 is 15 units per day. So A plus B plus C can together do 15 units per day. So till 3 days how much work was done? 15 into 3, which is equal to 45 units. Okay, 45 units was done in 3 days. So the remaining work was how much? 60 minus 45, which is equal to 15 units. And C left 4 days before the completion of the work. So in how much time the whole work completed? Okay, C left 4 days before the completion. We don't know for how many days the work completed, isn't it? But C left before the 4 days before the completion of the work. So if the remaining work, let the remaining work be completed in X days. Okay, if the remaining work was completed in X days, then C worked for how many days? So if remaining work was completed in X days, then B worked for how many days? 5 into X, which is equal to 5x days, because 5 is 1 day's work. Like that the way X days B worked. So B worked for 5x days. Then C worked for how many days? If X was the remaining work completed 4 days before only C left, isn't it? Then that means C worked for X minus 4 days. Okay, so that means 4 into X minus 4 days, which is equal to 4x minus 16 days. Okay, then so the remaining 50 units B and C together completed in 5x plus 5x, it is B's plus 4x minus 16, which is equal to 15 units. This 15 units was completed by B in 5x days and C in 4x minus 16 days. So 4x minus 5x is x minus 16, which is equal to 15. So x is equal to 15 plus 16 is how much? 31 days. Okay. So in how much time the whole work completed? Now we know that 31 days was the remaining work completed, but before that A, B and C worked for 3 days, isn't it? So 31 plus 3, so the total work completed in 34 days. So the next problem, P takes 10 days to complete 40% of a task while Q takes 18 days to complete 75% of the same work. Okay, so P and Q start a work together, but P leaves the work after few days. Q continued the work alone for 3 days. If 63% of work was still left, then after how many days P leave the work? Okay, so P takes 10 days to complete 40% of a task. Okay, 40% of task P will complete in 10 days. So 40% is nothing but 2 by 5. That means if 2 part of the work P takes 10 days, if 5 is the total work, okay, 2 parts P will take 10 days to complete. So 5 parts in how many days it will complete? So into 5, that is 25 days. Okay, or you can say 40% of the work, if P will take 10 days to complete, then 100% work how much it will take? So it is 100 by 40 into 10. 1s are 4s are 1s are and 25. So same thing you will get. Okay, then Q will complete 75% of the work. So 75% means 3 by 4. So if 4 is the total work, 3 work Q will take 18 days. Then 4 work how many days? Into 6, 4 6 are 24 days. Okay, so P will take 25 days and Q will take 24 days. So the total work is how much? Here they have not given the time directly, we had to derive it like this. Okay, so 25 and 24 LCM is 600. So 600 units is the total work. So P's efficiency is 600 divided by 25, which is equal to 24 units per day. So P will complete, and Q will complete 600 divided by 24, which is equal to 25 units per day. Okay, then P and Q start a work together, but P leaves the work after few days. Q continued to work alone for 3 days. So if 63% of work was still left, 63% of work was still left, then after how many days P leave the work? Okay, so P plus Q work together and complete how much of work? P plus Q, if they work together, they will complete 49 units per day. Okay. Let X be the total days for which P and Q together worked. Okay. So let us continue here. Let X be the total days. Okay, total days for which P and Q work together. For which P and Q worked together. Okay. Therefore, if 49 units if they can do in one day, so in X days how much they will do? 49 into X, which is equal to 49X, that is 49 in one day they are doing. So X days, this is total days. So in total days they will do 49X work. So 49X work is done by P plus Q, and see in the question, P plus Q start a work together, but P leaves the work after few days. Q continued to work for 3 days. Okay, so Q continued to work for 3 days. So Q's efficiency is 25 units he can do in one day. So in 3 days how much he can do? 25 into 3. So this is P and Q's work, and this is Q's work. So this was how much? This should be equal to 37%, because they are saying that 63% work was still left. Okay, that means whatever they have worked, that so it is only 37% of the work, because it is given that 63% of the work was still remaining. So that means when they worked together, they have completed only 37% of the work. So 49X plus 75 is equal to 37% of total work, isn't it? 37% of total work they have completed. So total work we know it is 600. So 37% of 600 they have completed. So it is 49X plus 75 is equal to 0, 0, 0, 0 cancels, 37 6 it is 222. So 49X is equal to 222 minus 75 will give you 147. Therefore X is equal to 147 divided by 49, it is 1 za 3 za. So therefore X is equal to 3 days. Okay, so P worked till X days and he left, isn't it? So therefore P left after 3 days. Okay, because P and Q together they worked till 49 into X days. So X is nothing but 3 days, isn't it? So after that what happened? Q continued for remaining 3 days, isn't it? So that means P left the work after 3 days. Okay.